Donald Trump, as far as we can tell, has just been trying to win a third championship at his own golf course. My question to you, sir, can voters trust a presidential candidate who has not won a single Trump International Golf Club trophy? At long last, sir, have you no chip shot?
I'd be happy to play. I told him this before. I said, I'll give you 3 strokes if you carry your own bag.
That's so sweet. It's so fun to see Biden's wit, taking a poke at Trump without resorting to Fat Donnie's dull, dim-witted barbs.
If you don't like our religion, then we don't want you in our country.
But then the reality sets in. This is really happening. On one side, you have Joe Biden. On the other, you have the unthinkable, the collapse of our 250-year-old experiment at the hands of a bacterial skin tag who not only advertises his sociopathic shortcomings, but has infected the dark part of America that hates itself.
Tucker Carlson was on the other night. He said, in his opinion, there's no such thing as hate speech in America. How do you stand on that?
I believe in hate speech. When you have hate for somebody, I am 100% into speech.
You've got record-breaking job growth. You've got an unemployment rate that is as low as it has been. Seniors are seeing big discounts in their prescription drugs, helping young people go to college. The record-setting investment in clean energy that's going to transition us to the kind of future that our children and grandchildren deserve.
First of all, it needs to be said how much I love hearing Obama talk smack about Trump because he so schools him on every level it almost doesn't seem fair.
Donald Trump is here tonight. Now, I know that he's taken some flack lately, but no one is happier, no one is prouder to put this birth certificate matter to rest than the Donald. And that's because he can finally get back to focusing on the issues that matter. Like, did we fake the moon landing? Right back at you, buddy.
I have a question. Why does Fox News campaign for Trump by attacking Hunter and lying about Biden's mental health? Why don't they instead spend an hour highlighting Trump's successes? Whenever I hear someone on Fox question Joe Biden's mental acuity, I realize the gravity of the problem America faces. First, there is no comparison between these two men. None, zero, nada. Joe Biden is a man who has overcome tremendous adversity, a stutterer as a child who has risen to the highest office in the world, a man who tragically lost a wife and son to a husband and loving, supportive father, a man whose wit and guile belie his age and gait. The guy still has it.
That is something that Joe Biden has worked on diligently each and every day on behalf of working Americans, and I expect him to continue to do that for the next 4 years and 8 months.
I've said these things before. When it comes to everything about being a president, Biden wins on every level. Jobs, unemployment, even reducing inflation caused by a worldwide pandemic. But most importantly, Biden keeps his word and stands by our friends and allies because that's what decent people do. Because you can say we're the greatest country in the world all day long, and you can wave the flag and have Lee Greenwood sing that horrible America First propaganda turd of a song. But the truth is, if you can't keep a promise to your friends and allies, how great can you really be?
One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. You got to pay your bills.
Now, while MAGA and Fox News lie about every key fact on every substantive point I've made, and they do,
this is going to be a disaster.
There is not one, and I dare any MAGA out there to challenge me, not one presidential responsibility that Trump successfully completed. And I'm not kidding. Literally, from day one, the writing was on the wall. And the writing said,
Trump is a fucking idiot.
And say what you will about Hunter Biden's shortcomings, his father supports him and works to help him moving forward. Because Hunter hurt no one but his family and himself. Trump and his family, however, are a train wreck of epic proportions. His sons, after ripping off students and charitable donors, have been banned from ever running a school or charity again, while his daughter made millions cutting backroom business deals with China while Trump was in the White House, and Trump's son-in-law Jared got $2 billion from the Saudis. Let me tell you a story about Trump and Jared from Michael Lewis's book, The Fifth Risk, a must-read. And the story was witnessed by half a dozen people, including Chris Christie, who's at the center of the story. Okay, on election night 2016, Trump and Christie were sitting in Trump Tower. Christie was explaining to Tiny Fingers about the transition package the Obama administration had prepared for Trump. It's a federal law. Each president do this. It makes sense too, right? Trump then tore it up. Anyway, unexpectedly, a congratulatory phone call came in from the King of Egypt. Christie advised Trump to say a quick thanks and we look forward to working with you, blah, blah, blah. But instead, Trump started chattering away, telling the King of Egypt how much he loved the Bangles song, Walk Like an Egyptian.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Christie said he felt a chill go down his spine. This was going to be a tough 4 years, but Christie didn't last that long. He was soon fired. Why? One more story about Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. Kushner is the guy who got Christie fired as the head of Trump's transition team, and he blocked Christie from winning any senior cabinet job like Attorney General. So why did Kushner hate Christie? The short version is this. In 2003, the Kushner family was in court fighting over family money, and Jared's dad, a guy named Charlie Kushner, was facing multiple felonies for illegal campaign donations, and his sister was going to testify against him. So Jared's dad's response was to hire a prostitute to fake a flat tire, seduce his sister's husband, and invite him back to her hotel room where Charlie Kushner, the dad, had installed hidden cameras to record him. Jared's dad then sent the recordings to his sister during a family gathering, trying to blackmail her into not testifying, which led to Charlie Kushner's conviction for witness tampering. Oh yeah, and Charlie considered sending the tape to his sister's children as well so they could see their dad in a hotel room with a hooker. So Jared's dad was convicted. And who was a prosecutor? Chris Christie.
I mean, all the things he's doing are so old. Speaking of old. And, he's a little old and out of shape. But anyway.
Truly, it's an obscenity to compare Trump and Biden. I mean, who's more qualified to be president between these two? Trump and his hillbilly militia can call me fake news, but the facts are the facts. Biden won in 2020, and Biden has won every day since. Even when comics mock his age, he's unfettered and unfazed.
I know it may not look like it, but I've been around a while.
I said this recently, and it's an important point I will repeat. Biden is so confident in his abilities, he frequently self-deprecates about his age and seemingly fragile body. Why? That's courage and confidence. And I dare you, again, show me once in Trump's professional or personal life when he made himself the butt of a joke. You won't find it, and that's an ominous sign.
Let me start by saying the obvious. These aren't normal times.
Obama's right. The case for Biden is so strong, I shouldn't even have to point out the frequent tirades by Pouty McFugwickle, except for this. He's now threatening people's lives and families, and that's where we should draw the line. Donald Trump is a diagnosed sociopath who will turn on anyone who gets in his way. A rapist, a fraud, a traitor to everything our founding fathers envisioned. He turns his back on hardworking Americans in favor of white supremacists, racists, and the unthinkable Nazi skinheads still littering the American landscape.
Black people are violent, you know.
They have chaos and violence in their communities.
Send the military into these black neighborhoods, make the streets safe, they'll complain about it. It doesn't matter.
We should send in the troops if necessary to restore order.
Enough with the Jim Crow stuff. Who cares?
These are not normal times. Even if you deny the progress Biden has made, the economic growth, inflation reduction, his unwavering strength of character, a vote for Trump could have devastating consequences for everything we stand for. From the rise of Putin and the collapse of NATO to the disintegration of our Bill of Rights and the persecution and prosecution of Trump's critics. So here's where we are. Arguably, the Republican Party's most conservative member is this woman, Liz Cheney. I mean, she defines the word conservative. She voted with Trump 94% of the time. But when push came to shove, she pushed and she shoved. And now this daughter of the Dark Lord himself says she's voting for Biden. The Republican Party is lost, but they can still find their way.
You're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Maybe they should follow the path of the Cowardly Lion, the Scarecrow, and the Tin Man, where they might find what they miss so dearly: courage, heart, and a brain.
Look what you've done! I'm melting! Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world!
Oh, crap, that's Kellyanne Conway.
Damn right.
Who's with me?
Time to pack it up.
I'm just getting warmed up.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Am I wrong?
Yes!
Tick-tock!
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
Follow, like, and hit notifications as Really American keeps you up to date on the latest Republican cult lie in this very important year. For Really American,
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.